Alright guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I will be doing Trump as a Republican, as current Trump, versus Trump as a Democrat, which he was back in the 1990s up until 2008. And I could see this map looking a little differently because Trump as a Republican would probably cater more to the evangelical base due to his pro-life position, among other things, and well as Trump as the Democrat could definitely drive out the populist Democrats that exist throughout Appalachia that ended up switching over to Republicans in recent elections and voting for him in 2016, as well as I feel like Trump the Democrat, with his strong kind of gangster type demeanor, could really energize the black community in some ways to get out to vote for him if he was a Democrat. So I'll start this map going from west to east, filling out states. I think California, obviously Oregon, Washington would remain in the Democrats column. Alaska I still think would be pretty strong for Republicans, as well as Hawaii going blue as usual. Nevada I see likely blue, even though I think that Trump Republican could have a shot to do slightly better with Hispanics running against himself as a Democrat who would, I assume, have a similar policy on immigration. I still think that Trump would not be able to energize the voters in the rural areas as much as well, because Trump the Democrat would have appeal amongst them. Now Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, obviously I see those states in the safe column for the Republicans. But Arizona, I think, would lean Trump just because the fact that there's more Republicans there than Democrats. I think that they would enough independents would stay with Trump, the Republican, so he would win the state. New Mexico, I can honestly see being likely, if not safe. Same thing with Colorado. Now, North Dakota and South Dakota went for McCain by under 10 points, so I think that it could definitely be close there, as Trump, the Democrat, would still have appeal amongst these voters. Now, Kansas and Oklahoma I see in the in the solid red column. Same thing with Nebraska, but I see Nebraska's 2nd district being Omaha, leaning for the Democrats. Texas I still see as safe red, just because of the fact that a lot of people were turned off by Trump's character, but then you have Trump the Democrat versus Trump the Republican. So I think that would cancel out. I also have calculated my own demographic map in the 538 Swing-O-Matic, and this particular one had Texas going to Trump by over 12 points, so I kept it in that column. Now, the thing is with Louisiana and Arkansas, I see these as likely, given for the fact that there are a lot of Democrats that are registered there that have been disenfranchised by the party for so long. I feel like they could come out for Trump, the Democrat. So I see those states being a little bit closer than usual. Same thing with Tennessee, Kentucky, and West Virginia, especially to the coal industry in these states in particular. Now, Mississippi and Alabama, I can see these states be close, but they're not going to be flippable for Trump, the Democrat, so I have them in the safe column. Now, Missouri was a state that went for McCain by, I think it was 3,000 votes, so obviously there could be some competition there, but I still see Trump, the Republican, winning it, especially in a 2016 or 2020 style map. Now, Iowa is a state that really can flip either way in terms of its margin in between 0 to 10 points for one way, but I see this staying with Trump, the Democrat. I just feel like there's more Democrats than Republicans in the country right now. Independents usually do swing right, but I feel like a lot of independents would swing left, especially for the fact that liberal media would rally behind this hypothetical version of Trump, or what Trump actually was back in the day. And for this reason, I see Michigan and Minnesota being as safe. I think that Trump, the Democrat, would carry those by over 10 points. While Wisconsin and Pennsylvania I see as likely, Illinois obviously being safe. Indiana, I could see it Indiana will go to Trump the Republican, probably likely, simply for the fact that Mike Pence is the VP for Trump the Republican currently, so I see that being the case. Ohio, would, in my opinion, lean blue, simply for the fact that it's just always been a swing state in pretty much every election. Same thing with Florida, even though I think Trump, the Democrat, would pull it off. I'd be close, especially because Florida's always close, and it's the second home state for both candidates. Now, Georgia, I still see, but just because of the current demographics, it's not ready to flip yet. In terms of the partisan divide, I see Georgia leaning in the Republican column. South Carolina, I still see as safe. There's not a whole lot of influence of the Democratic Party as a whole there. But North Carolina, I see it going to the Democrat Trump narrowly. Now, Virginia is a state with a lot of establishmentarian influence, and I think having both of these candidates there, I feel like the celebrities would honestly enthusiastically get behind a Democrat version of Trump, so I see him taking Virginia likely. Honestly, the rest of the states pretty much I have in this strip right here going for the Democrat Trump. Same thing with New York and the state of Vermont and Maine. I see New Hampshire and Maine's 2nd District as likely. That would bring our final total up to 348 for the Democrat version of Trump, 190 for the Republican version of Trump. I know I've got a lot of complaints, especially from liberals, saying, why don't you ever make a Democrat win? Well, looks like I just did. Even though it might not be the one that they wanted, it might be the one that they deserved. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Also, I just hit 2,500 subscribers, so I'd like to thank you guys for that. And please like this video, comment, and subscribe. Let's get me to 3,000 pretty soon. And hit that bell for notifications. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, like us on Facebook. Links are all in the description. Donate to the Patreons. We're listener-supported. The link for that is also in the description. You'll get some free stuff for that. All right, thanks again for watching, guys. Red Eagle, out.